Hello, everyone. Can I get a thumbs up if you can see me and hear me? I'm sorry if there was just silence there. Okay, let's see who's here. There's Terry. I know Terry because I would recognize those pink gloves like anywhere. She wears them summer and winter. Now that's dedication. That is dedication. Okay, let's see. Georgina was in. She said, hello, Marie, and fellow scrappers, happy sewing. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Terry and Lori, for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Okay, so we've got Georgina, who is working on a memory t-shirt quilt for a friend's granddaughter. I've made one of those before out of wolf t-shirts, but yeah, those are fun, Georgina. Lori is here saying, happy Wednesday, Marie and everyone. Thank you, right back at you. Teresa says, hello all, working on any projects? Richard says, good afternoon, everyone. He just finished 35 Helping Hands card holders today. I've been thinking about a tutorial on those since before I started this channel, believe it or not. Okay, so Terry and Lori giving the thumbs up. Thank you, ladies. G&D says, hello, everyone. Hello to you. Sandra K. Hi. Laura Sopp says, hi, Marie and everyone. Jennifer Hancock. Hello, everyone. Hi, Jennifer. Is this your first time in the chat? Your last name doesn't look familiar to me. Now, that doesn't mean much with my memory, but Ninian, hello to you. We haven't seen you for a bit. Hi, Madeline. Madeline or Madeline is here. Hello, and is this your first time? Lynn Bylas, we haven't seen you here in a day or two. She says, good afternoon, Marie and chatters. Beautiful day here in the UK. Yo, Patty is here. She got a pair of gloves from Terry. They're so pretty and pink. So if you can't see the live chat, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, they have a little pink hand emoji that looks like, to me, a pair of pink gloves. So that's what I'm joking about. And Jill says, hi, Marie, and all you ladies and gents. Don't forget the gents, Jill. Remember, Jack and Jill. I know, I'm trying to be funny. Okay. Terry says, if I ever come to Maine, I will need to wear hot pink gloves. Well, I wouldn't know you otherwise, Terry. Like, how would I know? Jennifer says, no, I've been in before. I work so I don't catch them all. Okay, well, thank you for the clarification, because we have this, or I have this silly little chair happy dance I do for the people who are in the chat for the first time. Yeah. Laura says, hi, everyone. Hello, Marie. Well, hello, Laura. Julie Brossman is here saying hello. Hello to you, Julie. Diana Long, first time here. Well, hello. You get the silly little happy dance, but we are very happy to have you here. So, Diana and anyone else who is new, today's live stream is not a tutorial. It's just a time we get together. It's called What's Up Wednesday. We talk about anything and everything. We've been known to talk about women who break world records by smashing, was it watermelons or melons or something, between her thighs. Or we might talk about our sewing projects. You just never know, Diana, so stick with us. It's bound to be a fun ride. I apologize. The parking lot is right below my window. Lynn Bylas is here. She says, I've been doing some extra work on a Wednesday for the past few weeks. Not today. Yay. Well, we're glad you're here, and I'm glad you're not working. Good afternoon to you, Beverly. We're glad you're here. Jill says, and Jack. Ha ha ha. Kathleen Kendall is here. She says, hello, Marie and fellow scrappers. Sunny day and 72 with a real feel of 80 degrees in Unity, Maine. I'll tell you, Kathleen, you're warmer than we are. I just checked. We were sitting at 69 degrees, and it's a beautiful sunny day. I can't really have my blinds open or you guys wouldn't see me. But it is a beautiful sunny day out there, breezy, beautiful. I want to go sit on the porch this afternoon. Okay, hi Mona. Mona's here. I apologize. I was leaving as you were coming in the other day. For anyone who missed it, I did a live stream sew and chat and actually got some sewing done on Monday the 9th. Now, I think I put the link in the description box. If I didn't, I will edit it in, but I'm pretty sure I did. So that if you missed the sew and chat, you could go check it out. There may have been a story or two. Now, I'm not going to repeat the story that happened in the waiting room before my mammogram, but it was kind of funny. It was a little different. So if you want to hear that, you're going to have to check out my video from the 9th, which, like I said, I believe is in the description box, but it was done on the 9th, and it was a sew and chat. So after all that, hello and welcome from Northern Maine, from me to you, wherever you are, in the States, in the world, doesn't matter. We're glad you're here. If you're watching the replay, that's great too, because you can watch it at your convenience. Okay, so like I said, we're sitting at 69, which is about 20 degrees Celsius. I have some things to talk about this week. I have some Happy Mail that came in, 2 pieces of Happy Mail, and it's actually our first What's Up Wednesday of the month because I didn't do one last week, okay? So that means, what's that? It's time for your reminder. If you haven't already, if you're not in the habit of it, please change your sewing needle. Your machine will thank you and it'll stitch much nicely. Yeah, nicer than it would. Also, while you're doing that, you can pop that little silver piece off the top and you can clean the dust, wipe up your machine, show it a little bit of love, and it will return that love to you. And if you have an older machine or a semi or industrial machine, if you haven't oiled it, check that part out too. But please, don't oil your machine if your manual does not tell you to do so, because I'm not responsible. Not responsible for bad decisions. Okay, let's see. Terry says it's 76 where she is and beautiful. That's awesome. Laura says it's 89 in Florida, and that is probably 15 degrees warmer than I would care for. But if you like it, you like it, Laura. And if you enjoy it, enjoy it. Hello, Madeline. And Terry says that was very funny. She's talking, I believe, about the story of me in the waiting room. So, yeah. It was. Emily Wetzel is here. She says hello. Hello to you, Emily. And Lynn says it's 25C here in the UK. So nice. So if you are 25C and we're sitting at 20, you're a bit warmer than we are. I'm not sure where we are as far as, how do you put that, like the equator and how long, and I don't know. I have no idea. I actually just saw a tutorial the other day, a documentary the other day, and they were talking about, you think of the UK being rainy all the time, but they compared it to the US states, and there are many parts of the US that get way more rain than they do in the UK, and I thought that was interesting. I would not have guessed that. Hi, Deb. Deb S., the Pug Mama Quilter, is in the house. Hello to you. Good to see you. I'm glad you dropped by. And Janice is here. Good morning, Marie, and all the crafty, scrappy sewers here. Absolutely. Great group of people here. Laura says, too hot for me. Better stay inside and see. So, I think you mean, I would stay inside too. It would be air conditioning in the sewing room for me. 70 degrees where Madeline is, and Katie Crafts says hi everyone. That is awesome. And Janice is sitting at 80 degrees and sunny. Okay, so I would like to take a moment to thank my admins. They're always here. They always have my back. They have your back. They have everyone's back. And they're awesome people. They're kind. They're sweet. They're thoughtful. They're reliable. They're awesome. And I would also like to thank Kimberly from My Fabric Addiction. Her link is below in the description box. She sponsors our weekly fabric giveaway. Now, there wasn't one last week because there was no What's Up Wednesday. And the 2 prior weeks that I drew names, nobody came forward. So we haven't had a winner for 3 weeks. Okay, let's see. Mona Did What says it's 80 degrees where she is, and I think you're in Ohio, Kentucky, somewhere in there. Not that I'm trying to give away your address or anything, but Lynn says that she may light the barbecue in a while, first time in a couple of weeks. Well, there. We're just getting to the weather where we could. So it's funny because one of my admins, Lisa Marie, had mentioned, I think it was her, mentioned mowing. Like, I can't even tell you how long ago it was. And I said, we still have patches of snow and we don't even have dandelions yet. And she laughed. But either way, Butterfly Queen 62 says hello everyone. And I think I emailed you today, Butterfly Queen. I think I replied to your email. I haven't been back in to check to see if you replied, if that is indeed you. So if you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, it happens actually quite often because I can understand it's not the person's fault. Let's say someone has a username like Skip to My Lou, and they win a postcard, and they email me, and their name is Jane Smith, but they don't inform me of what their username is. I don't know who I'm talking to. Plus, I had been away from my email. So, Butterfly Queen, if you are indeed who I think you are, I replied to you today to ask if that was your username. So, because you had mentioned the other day you didn't get your postcard, and so I got to thinking, I bet that's who that is. I didn't equate the names because they weren't the same. Okay, Donna Ritchie is here. Good afternoon, Marie and everyone. Nice sunny day here in Pennsylvania. That is awesome to hear. Okay, so should we go to the Happy Mail? We should? I thought so too. And in between there, while I'm grabbing it, Katie Kraft says it's going to be 87 in Denver, and she's not ready for summer with salad and dressing. Whoops, I'm getting two there. Okay. 87 in Denver. She's not ready for summer. We went from rain and 40 to sunny and 80s. Sounds like Maine. Exactly. And Lynn says dinner is simple on the barbecue. Grilled meat or fish with salad and dressing. Quick and easy. That is. You know what I did for supper? I just ordered Subway. So we ate half a sandwich for lunch. The other half for supper. Okay. So I received the cutest little card. Now, this came right after our last What's Up Wednesday, which was, I believe, the 28th of May. But like I say, because we didn't have one last week, I didn't get to show you. But it says, "You're too kind." Open it up, and it says, "I figured you would enjoy this. You can show it on What's Up Wednesday." She sent all her love. Now, this is from Aunt Di. She found me a Be Kind sticker. It's very kind of her, I thought. And such a pretty card. This pops out. I don't know if you could see that it's three-dimensional or not, but I'll find a place for that. So thank you, Aunt Di. I love it. Love it. Okay. Put it back in there for safekeeping until it goes out. Now, you may remember a month and a half ago, I showed you guys this. I'm going to try turning on one light. Yikes. Can you see it better? I don't think you can. See, that's really a bright light. It's adorable fabric. It's a drawstring bag that my friend Pam made for me. Yikes, that's enough of that light. This was the first one she had made, and I loved the fabric. And I apologize to those of you who were here that week and you're going to hear this story. But she bought this. It's from the same line of fabric. She bought it at her local Martin's, which is south of me. Okay? I loved it. I went to our Martin's and they didn't have it. They didn't have any of it. Nothing. So she bought me some at her Martin's, okay? So I'd had the bag for a while, but this is what came in the mail the other day. So here's one of the outer fabrics, as you saw on the bag, but isn't that sweet? And then this is the lower part, or what was on the lower part. I apologize for the color, but it is a black background with the flower. And then there was this from the same line. She just hadn't used it in my bag. So I have information in case you guys are wondering. So this bag is, she found the pattern on Etsy at a shop called Sotak Handmade Shop. S-O-T-A-K Handmade Shop. Now I put the link directly to this pattern in the description box below. I'm not earning anything from it. I'm just letting you know in case you think this is as sweet as I do and you want to make your own. And if you wanted to look for this fabric, I even wrote down what it is. It is called actually, I'm going to show it to you. How's that? Let's see if I can get it. S is for Sew by Debbie Busby of Wooden Spool Designs for Henry Glass. So all three are from that line, and right underneath the pattern that's in the description box, I wrote out the name of the fabric line for you in case you wanted to look. So thank you very much, Pam, for the gift of the fabric. I'm not sure what I'm going to make with it yet, but I'll figure something out because that's adorable. It might take me a little bit to finally decide because you guys know what it's like. You have fabric that you think is really nice. Boy, I hate to cut it, don't you? At least I do. I have to be sure. Raise your hand if you're sure. All right, let's see. Butterfly Queen says 77 and sunny in Rhode Island. Well, that's good to hear. That's a little higher than I like it, but I could live with that. Richard says beautiful drawstring bag. I love making drawstring bags. I remember that. You made me the fish drawstring bag. And I'm still using that water bottle holder. I love that thing. Lynn says, love that fabric. Can you name it? Yes, I did, and it's in the description box below. But you were ahead of me. See, but I knew you guys would want to know. It's beautiful, isn't it? Lisa wasn't watching her clock. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Do I need to buy you a new alarm clock? I am teasing you, Lisa. We're glad you're here. You're never late. No worries. You're welcome, Lynn. Lisa says, oh, that purse and your fabric is gorgeous. Well, thank you very much. Okay, so before I forget, I'm going to give you the creative word of the day. So if you're new here, you use the creative word of the day on a comment after the video. I've got to have some light in here. It's like total darkness. You use it, you can put it just the word, you can use it in a sentence, you combine it with other things, all this and that, but in the comment section, not here in the live chat where everyone is chatting at the moment. Okay, so the creative word of the day for the first What's Up Wednesday of the month is always the name of the month. So you might say, well, in June, I plan to rearrange my sewing room, or whatever you want to say. Or Marie saw her first June bug on the porch the other day. It was a little late. I don't think anyone informed it that it was June. All right. My hair is still driving me crazy, so I did call. I was telling everyone on my live stream on Monday that I had called the salon and no one answered. So some of you said that salons aren't open on Mondays, and I said, oh, I'd never heard of that. And then I got thinking, I actually have heard of that. One I can think of in particular is closed on Mondays. You guys are right. Okay, let's see. Kathleen is here. She says, just dropping in to say, hey, y'all. Driving between appointments. Have a blessed weekend. Kathleen, you take care. Thank you so much for saying hello. We're glad you did, and drive carefully. Yeah, I got the popping in. Don't we love autocorrect? Terry has a dog in her arms, and he's staring at the screen, Marie, so behave. Woof, woof. What'd I say? Only Sebastian and I know. She says, I don't want him learning any bad habits, LOL. Terry, he lives with you. Now what are we going to do to corrupt this dog anywhere? I'm just teasing. Terry's a sweetheart, and we all know it. Lynn says, hubby just got home from work. Be right back. Absolutely. We'll see you when you get back. And Richard said, so Terry, dogs carry tails, T-A-I-L-S, and then in parentheses he wrote T-A-L-E-S. You have to watch what you say. Now there are words of wisdom. Okay. The other day on the sew-in chat, it just flew right out of my mind. Hold on. What was I going to say? That's how quick things go right through my head. Oh, yeah. The other day on the sew-in chat, I had started a bag. Now, I haven't worked on it since the sew-in chat, but just in case you guys wanted to see. Now, the measurements are underneath the video of that, not on this one. But basically, this is the lining, and this is the outer bag. It's for a toddler, so it's not going to be big. But see, this will come down. I'll box these corners. I think I'm going to applique a heart on the Minnie Mouse fabric. And the handles are about 17 inches long because that's how long the fabric scrap was. And you know me, scraps, I'm going to use them. So what I plan to do with this is finish it up. And I know I've done a gazillion bag patterns, but if you guys would like me to, I can do a tutorial about that. But speaking of tutorials, I have one dropping on Sunday. As I said before, we're not going to reinvent the wheel or anything, but it's a cute project, and I hope you like it, and it should drop Sunday. And I really had a lot of fun at that pop-up sew-in chat, so maybe we'll do another one again soon, so I think it was fun. I think the people enjoyed it that were there, And if you were there or if you watched the replay, thank you so much. Now, what else do I have for big news? Well, I got on YouTube Studio this morning to set up the link for today's live stream, and it told me I was sitting at 21,998 subscribers. So I was going to tell you guys that, which I did. But in the meantime, I hit 22,000. Yeah. So thank you to every one of you who subscribe. Thank you to those of you who like, share, and comment. It all goes towards the goal. It really does, and I appreciate that. Love My Crafts. Mary is here. Did you get your prize yet? I didn't hear anything, so I wanted to check on you. My land, there's been a lot of mail issues lately. Not mail as in men, but, well, there might be those issues too. I don't really know. None here, but I'm sorry. I'll be good. Yeah, so Mary, I didn't hear from you about that, so I wanted to make sure. Now, Betty had won a postcard. I'm going to cover that up. But Betty had won a postcard, and I sent it to her in April. And she didn't get it, and she didn't get it, and she didn't get it. And it came back saying that it was undeliverable. I peeled the sticker off. But basically it said, return to sender, something about incorrect address. So I peeled off, oh, there it is. I don't want her to see the postcard. So it told me that I had the wrong address. So I peeled that off, and it was the correct address that I had written on there, and I went and I checked it against what she sent me in the email. And then I emailed her, and she confirmed that that was her address. So it was gone for a month and a half before it came back, and now it's got to go out again. So what I was saying the other day is, between that and there was one that went, I want to say Australia, but I put 3 forever stamps on there, which more than covers for an international, because I was out of international stamps, or I am out of international stamps. But either way, I had put 3 on there. It came back saying insufficient postage, and of course they've stamped over it, so I don't believe I can use those stamps again, besides the fact that I then have to make out a new label because these peel off. So I made out a new one. I put the 3 stamps on there. It went, and I just actually heard from her, and she did get her postcard. So Betty and this woman Janet had postcard issues. Someone else had gone a long time, and they finally got it. So I'm not sure what the issue is, but see, what it is the price of stamps go up and the quality of the mail goes down, and then, you know. But I need to remember to do that. I usually go on the U.S. Postal Service and just order stamps. I just haven't done it in a while. Okay, let's see what the chat has going on. Let's see. Lisa says she has a laughing emoji, and then Richard. I've heard a few Sebastian stories, and oh my, yeah. Sebastian is a cutie though, you guys. Terry's pup. Quilting on. Hello, hello. She says, happy Scrappy Wednesday. Absolutely. Lori says, congratulations, Marie. Well, thank you. And Terry says, woohoo, congratulations, Marie. I saw that too. I knew you did because you're the smart one, Terry. Katie Kraft says 22,000. Woo woo. Or maybe you didn't sing it like that, but I heard it that way. You said it that way, right, Katie? Thank you. Patty said congratulations to me. Hi, Trinette. She said congratulations on the subscribers. Thank you very much. Janice says, I missed your live, so So in chat, oh, I see. I had to catch the replay. It was a nice surprise. Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I'm glad you watched it. Thank you, Janice. Hi, Dawn. Dawn Stocklin is here. She's saying hi from South Dakota. Just got in from the garden. Well, I bet you had a good time there. Hope your weather is cooperating. And Melanie Taylor, hey, hey. She says, hey, everyone. She's got a couple of pink hands waving there, too. Butterfly Queen says, I'm still waiting for my postcard. Yes, and if you're the one I'm thinking of, I don't want to say names on here. Someone whose first name begins with L sent me an email saying, here's my address. But they didn't say what their username was. So I don't know. I don't think your postcard got sent out if that's you, because I didn't know the person's username, because it's different on, like let's say it is you. Butterfly Queen is your name here, but if it's you, you sent me your mailing information, but you didn't mention that your username is Butterfly Queen. Like I said, if that is indeed you. But I emailed the person back today. If it's you, you have an email waiting from me. Sorry for the confusion. Anyway, so whether it's already on its way and it's just taking a long time to get there, or whether I didn't send it, we'll get that all figured out just as soon as possible. Now, speaking of, you never know what you're going to hear on my channel. I share things that'll make you guys laugh. So if anyone is offended by this, I apologize, but I found it hilarious and I'm going to share it, whether it's right, wrong, or whatever, because you know what? My channel, you guys can go la 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 if you want to. Hi, Crystal. She says hello. First time I'm coming in on a live. Well, yay! We're glad you're here. Welcome, Crystal. That's your little happy dance. Okay. So, in Amsterdam, I don't know if there's anyone here from Amsterdam, but if you're just dropping by Amsterdam and you want to see a museum and see something interesting, you could go to this museum. I forget what it was called, but there's a 200-year-old condom on display that's decorated with erotic art. I read this headline. My first thought is not how old it is. My first thought was not even, why would they put this in a museum? My first thought was, if you decorate it with art, aren't you kind of putting holes or breaking down whatever substance this thing was made out of? And is it going to be any good? Did these people go on to have a large family? We may never know, because the details for this are kind of sketchy. So like I said, if you're offended easily, I apologize, but I thought that was hilarious. All right, here Crystal's first time, and I'm telling things like that. Okay, and also last week, as well as on 2 weeks ago on What's Up Wednesday, I told you guys about poor Yo Patty, who's been waiting forever between my ink issues and then the UPS losing her package issue. I put in a claim last week, and this morning I got a notification from them. There's good, there's bad. It said they found my package. The package right here in Presque Isle, Maine, just like my son who used to work for UPS said. He's like, it's on a shelf. It's right uptown. I know where it is. He was right. So they found it on June 9th, Patty. So just to let you know, they found it. And then it said it was sent. And then the next update says, we're sorry. There's a delay. You could not make this story up. I'll give you the real quick version. She wins the monthly prize about 2 months ago. I wasn't feeling that great, so it took me a week or so. I went to print out the postage for her package, and I was out of ink. So, a couple days after that, I order ink from Amazon. Tells me it's going to be in like the following Tuesday. Tuesday comes and goes, it doesn't come in. It comes in like 4 or 5 days after it's supposed to, and when it comes in, is it correct? No, it's the wrong ink, even though I had gone and ordered the ink that I had ordered the last time. I just reordered. So I finally get it, and when it came in, it, I can't remember what was up, but something happened. And then I get the thing in there, and I can't get my iPad to connect to my printer, so I had to have somebody who knows what they're doing, and of course they work, so it's not like they could just skip on over and fix it so Patty can get her package. I finally get the ink cartridge. The ink cartridge is in, my iPad is connected to my wireless printer by Bluetooth Magic. I print it out, and because I was trying to save like $1.79, I used UPS instead of the Postal Service. I gave it to the UPS driver, who promptly lost it, and it has been since May, and now they finally found the package. So they say it's on its way, Patty, but now it's delayed, so, we're working on it. We're working on it. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Terry says 200 years. Really? Yeah, see? Interesting stuff, isn't it? Crystal says she's watched other videos, but never any of the lives. Hopefully you've seen some of my tutorials, because I don't just sit and go yap all the time. I promise I don't. I have quite a few tutorials. The first year and a half, I was putting them out every single week. And then I switched to every other week. And then since this past winter, it's been really sporadic. But I'm going to try to get back to some semblance of normal. But thank you, Crystal, for letting me know. Lori says they had them 200 years ago. Yeah, that was my thought too. Like, and what'd they make them from? You think of people back then being very prudish. Like, did you walk up to the general store and ask for them? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Lisa says, I saw a picture of that museum piece. Is that what we're calling it? I saw a picture of that museum piece, and you should see the size of that thing. Has to be an anomaly. TMI? Apology. No apology needed for me, Lisa. I think that's hilarious. Patty says, ha ha, but I feel so bad you had to go through all this. No worries, Marie. Well, that's the thing, Patty. I thought, oh my land, what else? At each step along the way, I thought, is there anything else happening? Oh, I froze. I froze with my expression weird. I apologize. Anyway, yeah, because no one would believe this story if they didn't live it. It's just been one thing after another. And Terry said, TMI, Lisa, behave. Sebastian's listening. That's right, we forgot about little Sebastian. Cover his ears. Di is here. Better late than never. Hi, everyone. Well, hello to you. We have already seen, I showed everyone the sticker that you sent me. Thank you again very much. I appreciate it. I'm not sure where on my machine it's going to go, but it shall go. Okay, now the only thing left that I know of is our prizes. Oops. Crystal said, I had a package I was sending to my sister. $30 to send a $200 or more inside package. And they said 3 weeks later the package was sent, then got a notification package was damaged. Lisa says, run, Aunt Di, run. She doesn't know what's going on today, does she, Lisa? Oh, my goodness. My goodness. Okay, so being as it is the first What's Up Wednesday of the month, that means I'm going to do a drawing because I'm going to say this for the newbies, each week I give a creative word of the day. So at the first What's Up Wednesday of the month, I draw one name from each of my What's Up Wednesday videos of a person who used that word in a comment, and I put their names on a piece of paper. And then we put them in a bowl or a fabric basket. I draw a name. And that person wins what Yo Patty is waiting for, which is a monthly prize. And I'm starting to glitch a little more, so I'm going to try to move this along. Oh, Mary said, yes, I got my gorgeous prize. Thank you. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. No, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that you got it, sweetheart. Aunt Di says, I never know what's going on. Mary was working for a second. That's okay. That's okay. We're all right. Okay, so these people, these three names are going to go in here, and one of them will win the prize for the month. The videos are from May. So these are the three names that I have going in. So from May 14th, the creative word was May, and the person's name that was drawn was To Fran John. Now, if that name sounds familiar, that's because that was one of the people whose name was drawn for a fabric prize, but they didn't come forward, so they can. Okay, let me back up here. Anyone who hasn't won something from my channel in the past 90 days is eligible for these prizes. So I'm just saying that her name may sound familiar because her name was drawn, but because she didn't claim her prize, I didn't chuck her name out. So her name goes in the basket. And then from May 21st, the word was pest. Remember, we were talking about spiders and snakes. And Teresa, is it Teresa Becerra? Her name was drawn for that week, so we're going to fold that the same way. Put it with the other one. And from May 28th, the word of the day was zipper, and the person's name that was drawn was Rose Whaley. So we are going to fold that up the same way. Put that, oh, that one didn't stay folded. Okay, we have three names. Okay, I know Mary's at work. Aunt Di, stick your hand in there, draw us a name. Oh, hi, Linda. Welcome, welcome. Is this your first time here? All right, who won for the month? Okay, do we have a drum roll? Butterfly Queen. Marie, I just emailed you with my name. Thank you. Well, thank you, but had you already emailed me? Because I have someone's name and address, but I don't know who they are or what they want. I have one in my inbox from a week or two ago, and I just don't know who it is. Anyway, all right, let's see. Let's see. Oh, she got her second chance. Because this is the lady who won fabric 2 or 3 weeks ago but didn't claim it. So now you have 7 days to claim this prize. I will go to your winning comment, Fran. So congratulations to Fran John. I will go to your winning comment and tell you how to contact me. You have 7 days from any prize. That goes for anyone. You have 7 days to contact me. And I know I get complaints here and there that that's not enough time. Some channels give you 24 hours. And I think anything is fair. We all make our rules, right? Okay, well, congratulations. That is for the Creative Word of the Day monthly prize. Now here on my iPad, I use a comment picker, and I am going to find the winner for this week's comment of the week. Now when I draw that, it's just a random comment that was written on the past, it would have been the May 28th, What's Up Wednesday, okay? And it's just no special words, no anything. They win a fabric postcard. So let's see, are we ready? I better turn the brightness down here. Can unplug. Okay, now, this person isn't someone who chats, so I'm going to butcher this name, I'm sure, but let me read the comment. The first time I put a zipper in a tote bag, it was a fiasco. A couple of months later, I tried it again. I now enjoy putting zippers in tote bags. That is awesome. And we've got Mimi647. Congratulations to you on winning the comment of the week. I will go to your comment and let you know you won, as well as letting you know how to contact me. And remember, everyone, 7 days. Okay, and now we're going to do the prize for the fabric, or we're going to do the drawing for the fabric prize. And again, this is sponsored by Kimberly from My Fabric Addiction. Her link is below in the show notes, also known as the description box. You just never know what I'm going to call it on any given day. I had to say that. That joke came from my sew-in chat from Monday. Oh, what's back here? What's back here? Oh, Lisa said to check my show notes. Okay, let's see. Mary told Terry, I know I gotta get rid of that habit. Irish sale lady, Linda. No, to eat lunch and saw you're on. I'm subscribed and paid the rent. Awesome. Richard congratulating winners with a bunch of drums. And Aunt Di says, whoops. Yeah, I'm getting a I'm getting notification that my bandwidth, something's wrong. Lisa said, what is today's word of the day? Yeah, I gave it earlier in the video, but it's June. Just to repeat, it is June. Yeah. Okay, so let's draw. Here we go. Who wins the fabric? Who wins the fabric? I don't think she's here today. I have not seen her. But it is Charlotte Howard. Charlotte Howard is our winner. Congratulations to Charlotte. And again, you have 7 days to claim your prize, and I will reply to your winning comment to let you know that you won. Okay. Terry says, Marie, Linda, Irish Sale Lady, has been here before. Many of us know her from quilting chats. Oh, okay. Well, I thought I've seen her name before, but I wasn't sure if it was here. I was not sure. And since I'm really out of stuff to tell you guys, but more than that, because I would sit and chat, is that my OBS Studio keeps giving me alerts that there's something going on here, and I know I'm glitching, so I apologize. I don't know how to fix that. So the only way I know to fix it is to say, adios, I'm out of here. But yeah, I thought, short, sweet, whatever. I might get some sewing in today. I'm going to open the blind. I'm going to turn the fan on. The room will be flooded with light. And I'll probably work on this. I noticed I'm getting low on postcards, so I'm going to have to stop at some point and make some postcards. Those are always fun Terry says it is glitching a bit. Yeah, well, it's giving me, remember how that other time it was glitching and I wasn't getting anything and for notifications? Now it just keeps popping up with orange letters on my screen, something about a bit rate or something. So anyway, okay, so remember the link to the pattern for this drawstring bag is in the description box below the video, as well as the names of these fabrics. Thank you, Pam. And, oh, where did it go? Oh, yes. And don't forget, my other prize was the cutesy little card from Aunt Di and the Be Kind sticker. And she said I could show it, so thank you, Aunt Di. Thank you, Pam. Thank you to everyone who's... Oh, Charlotte's here. She says, well, I won a prize. Thank you, Marie, so much. Well, you're welcome, but it's actually Kimberly because you won the fabric prize, Charlotte. Congratulations. Thank you to everyone for congratulating everyone. Thank you guys for being here, and thank you for always being so supportive no matter what, and for being a great group of people. I really love our chats. As I said, I have a tutorial dropping on Sunday, and I'll try to get another live stream just so we can just sit around and sew and chat at the same time. I'll try to get one of those going really soon. So thank you all so much. Thank you to my admins for your help. I appreciate it, and I know that my subscribers do. And speaking of subscribers, if you are watching and you are not subscribed, please think about subscribing. There's actually less than 35% of my viewers are subscribers. So I just hit 22,000. Can you imagine if everyone who watched subscribed? Yes, the girls are telling Charlotte she's about to be amazed. Yes, Kimberly is very gracious, very giving with her prizes. So that's why people do that. So if you're new here, if you're in the US and you haven't won anything from my channel in the past 90 days, use the word fabric in your comment after this video is over, not in a live chat. Leave the word fabric. You have to be in the continental United States for this prize. That's the only one that you have to do that for. If you use the creative word of the day, which is June, in your comment, your name goes in for the monthly prize. If you comment anything at all, you could just say hi. Comment anything at all and your name goes in the drawing for the weekly postcard giveaway, the fabric postcard. Thank you for the congratulations on the 22,000, Terry and everyone. Have a wonderful day. Yes, everyone is saying how generous Kimberly is with her prizes. And Laura said, Terry, thanks for the heads up on Kimberly's sale. I'm heading there after the live. So again, her link is down below if you want to go see what she has. It's myfabricaddiction.com. So, and she's having a quilt kit sale. Oh my, I hear everyone leaving. It's like a stampede heading over there. She deserves it. She's awesome, and you're awesome. Thank you, everyone, and until next time, remember, be kind out there. The world needs more of that. And I'll see you whenever I see you. I'll see you next time right here at Marie Scrappy Creations. Let's go get busy. Make a good afternoon of it. Take care. Thanks, everyone.